Hi, Renee. I'm Meg
Hey.
McCarthy from CherryPicks. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. I want to dive right in. I think about this all the time, how grateful I am for this series. I wish that it existed when I was younger, in my late teens, early 20s. Because looking back, there weren't many stories about the female experience, especially authentic ones. So, my question to you is, how, in your opinion, how important, especially stories centered and that explore female sexuality and intimacy, are told through the female lens now more than ever?
I think I think it's obviously extremely important, but I think a lot of what's so important is like exposure. A lot of people who are like um just like there are things about the show that resonate with me in a way that I didn't have, right? And I think there's even things about the show that resonate in a way that I didn't have. But I like that it's told from a female lens. I like that you're seeing queer characters not hypersexualized and not be made to be this like overtly sexy thing in the eyes of straight men, or a comedic thing in the eyes of straight women, or something that straight women just do when they're drunk.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and like that's not to judge or criticize anyone. It really is just to be like, this is what that authentic experience looks like on me and this character, and I'm very fortunate to be able to tell that. It's also really nice to see like a gay character who is written in to be accepted. That's really nice. The only person who doesn't accept her is herself, which is very, very, very similar to my story as a kid. But I really think that the series does a lot of things that are even impactful in my life. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. I always love to hear, because y'all are giving us such a gift and that it's giving you a gift as well. You know,
Totally.
wonderful to hear. Yeah, I mean, you just spoke about kind of Leighton's, um, how self-love and self-acceptance is tough for her. And at the end
Yeah.
of season one, we have this beautiful moment with Kimberly.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's such a beautiful, wise quote. She says to her, "The only way you can be happy is by being yourself," which is so true, but sometimes so hard to take in. Um,
Very.
yeah. How will Leighton's kind of growing relationship with her friends kind of help her to find the power to accept and love herself?
She loves to always be very certain of herself, right?
Mm.
And I think, or at least present that she is. And I actually do think she is in a lot of ways. I think she's afforded that opportunity, and definitely takes it. But the really cool thing is that she is equally as supported by her friends. So in this area where she doesn't feel very sure of herself, she does, because she finds that sort of affirmation in the people around her and the people that she surrounds herself with, which I think is huge. Because I'm a firm believer of like, you emulate the people you're around, and like you become who you hang out with, whether for better or worse. And I think it's great the way that she's um willing to be herself because her friends allow her the space to do that. I think if they didn't, it would be a very different story for her. And granted, like, again, is that the bare minimum? Yes, but does the bare minimum still mean a lot? Yes. So it's really important for her this season.
Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see her find strength and vulnerability in a way.
Same, absolutely. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Because she is such a confident, self-assured character, like you said, in so many different ways. Um,
Totally.
and yeah, it was such a beautiful, kind of honest moment and a vulnerable moment that she had at the end of season one, which
Yeah.
really, I think, set up her to start kind of understanding, the gift that can bring her and her experiences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you hope? I mean, there's so many. This is such a loaded question, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
of
ask it
course.
anyways. But what do you hope audiences learn from Leighton's experience this season? And you touched upon this a little bit earlier, but what have
Yeah.
you, Renee, what has she taught you stepping into her shoes?
I mean, a lot. like to be fully transparent, I was really nervous for the season to not the season, the series to come out last year because I was I was like invalidating myself.
Hmm.
Mind you, like I've been out since I was like 14, maybe not publicly, but to at least a person other than myself or just myself. But I was pretty brutal to myself last year before the show came out. I was really, really very worried. And I thought that that came from a place of just general fear and fear of doing it right and being responsible in the opportunity that I've been afforded. But I actually kind of know now that it's like honestly just from like a lot of really homophobic shit that I heard as a kid and growing up. I grew up in North Carolina, and that's not to say that people aren't also homophobic here in LA. But I have just now kind of come to terms with the fact that I heard a lot of shit that influenced me very early on. And so I think that not only has this show brought light to a lot of things involving queerness, at least in my specific scenario, but it really has in my normal life. So I feel like it's been this like sort of like coming out all over again thing, in an actually really really healing way. It's
Yeah.
also really nice to see that like this is a character that is written to be accepted
Yeah.
by other people. That's big. And it doesn't always happen that way at all. But it does in this case scenario. And I'm very, very appreciative for that. And it's been really cool to be able to play that sort of side of myself because I feel like that's more publicly known now and it makes me very like comfortable. I feel like my whole self now, which feels really good. And
Yeah.
has changed my perspective a lot. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, totally.
Okay, just want to, I think we have about 3 minutes left. Do you mind doing like a quick rapid fire fun, like,
Please. I beg of you. I love it.
right? Okay. What would Leighton's theme song be this season?
I feel like Leighton's theme song would be like, God damn it. It's hard because I don't know if this would really be Leighton's theme song. But for me, this is Leighton's theme song. It would be like something like Flo Milli. Like, I feel like that is just, that woman makes me so happy. Um, so it's got to be that. Maybe she's like a closeted Flo Milli. But she has to be.
Yeah. Okay. What are three things that Leighton must always have in her bag?
Lip liner, eyebrow pencil, and concealer.
Okay. All right.
Wow, that's all makeup.
No, but I mean, she loves her makeup.
Yeah, she always looks good. Like she always looks good. It's always like a very natural little clean look, but she's always gonna be like good to go.
Yeah. What's three things in then your handbag that you always need in your handbag?
Hot sauce, my credit card, and chapstick.
Oh, hot sauce. What's your favorite hot sauce?
So my favorite has probably got to be Frank's, but I also like the Cholula, but it's the Cholula, not the runny kind. It's like the thick
The thicker
kind.
kind? Mm.
Yeah, it's gonna do it for me every time.
Oh, I'm hungry. Okay. Most recent show you binged.
I just watched oh my God, what is it called? The Watcher. I just watched The Watcher.
Oh, what did you think?
Weird ending.
Yeah, I mean, I
What?
needed to, I know I was, it's hard because in real life, like they don't know who's the watcher. So I think like, at least for me,
100%.
I think to find out. And I was just like, yeah.
No, it was so
Seasonal
the
watch.
actors are.
Yeah.
Oh, say it again, Dave.
I was a good seasonal watch. Like it's good for the moment.
Yes,
You know?
totally, totally. I agree.
Speaking of seasonal, what's on your holiday wish list? Could be like, physical or emotional.
Peace. I want peace. I want to find peace. I'm lacking in the peace department. That's what I want.
That's lovely. I mean, it's wonderful to have on everyone's holiday wish list. Well, you are
Oh, yeah.
wonderful, Reneé. Thank you again for gifting us Leighton. And thanks for being so candid and open and honest with me today. I really appreciate it. It was lovely.
I appreciate you. Thanks for talking to me.